questions about my hair, which if you're an MCR fan, you know that this is a sort of variation on a hairstyle that Gerard had in 2005 during the revenge era. While it is still sort of seen as like a revenge era hair, and I still see a lot of pictures of it representing that era, it was actually very short-lived. He only had his hair like this for a bit of late spring, so toward the end of April and the beginning of May. When I saw them on tour with Green Day at the beginning of May 5th, 2005, he had this hair, and he had it for a while at that point, and it was a sort of more fuchsia color, though what you're probably used to seeing is this like brighter red, and it's basically just dyed here at the back red and the rest of it's black. My hair is obviously quite a bit longer than his was. I've had my hair like this since 2007, and I've tried dyeing it completely black, and I've tried dyeing it completely red, and most recently I've had it purple, but I always come back to this. It's sort of, I don't know, it suits me, it feels like it's a part of me now. I do have a written guide on how to do this with photo aids on my blog, and it still gets a lot of traffic and I still get questions. So to celebrate the fact that 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge just turned 11, I thought I would show you how to sort of create your own little piece of the revenge era if you wanted to have hair like this. So hope you enjoy. I'm using this splat hair color, which you can get it at Target, which is basically why I got it. It's so easy. I've been using it for the past few retouchings I've done. It's actually really vibrant. And I've already put it in a mixing bowl. I put quite a bit in there. I have so much hair. So I have gloves, of course, and just a brush, normal brush. I actually am a little more loose with this because it's such a forgiving hairstyle. Like, people aren't going to really notice if the dye is a little bit out of place. If you do have spots that are a little bit lighter, or if I still have purple in it, I'm not really going to care. You might want to be a little more careful with yours. So the first thing I've done is I've sectioned off my hair. And in order to get this sort of same pattern that Gerard had, you have to part it into sort of a diamond shape. Because I've dyed my hair this way for so many years and it's been gone over so many times, it's kind of a loose shape, and I have some of my black in here because I just, like I said, it's a lot more forgiving. I just go through and I find the spots in my hair. I don't know, oh, see, there's one. I go in and I just keep adding it to this triangle part with a comb. It's already sort of sectioned off, so I'm gonna just keep it that way. So I'm gonna put my gloves on and I'm gonna start dyeing. I'm gonna kind of start down here because, as you can see, because of how many times this has been dyed, it just doesn't retain color anymore, and it's really like blonde down here. I've let this fade for quite a while, so we're a little out of control. You see how bright it shows up on the hair because the hair is so light. I'm going over hair that has been bleached. If you have dark hair like me, which my natural hair is pretty black already, so I don't really have to touch up my black that often, you're gonna have to bleach it first. And I'd actually really highly suggest that you have that done by a professional, because there are a lot of ways you can really hurt your hair with bleach. The brush in this process is actually more of an inconvenience to me because my hair is so thick and I get flustered trying to section it off, so I just start putting globs of the dye into my hands and just running it through. I mean, if you want to do it right, like, you should probably section off your hair and be very meticulous, but this has always worked for me. If you've been dyeing your hair away for 8 years, you tend to want to do shortcuts. Okay, now that I've got like the ends, I'm gonna go back up. I'm gonna split this where my part is, because that's the hair you're gonna see more. Like I said, I have a lot of hair, so there's a lot of hair that could be untouched by dye and you would never even know it. Again, getting the part area on this side. So I'm sick of using the brush, and I go rogue, like I said I would. I'm just gonna start doing what I normally do, which is this, right? This is a very irresponsible way to dye your hair. Don't dye your hair like me. Alright, now that it is very saturated, I'm just going to, oh god, clip it back up. And I'm gonna let it sit for a half hour. Alright, it is now about a half hour later and I am back. My hair is still a little wet. I'm gonna hold off on brushing it for a minute just to really, I don't think it does anything to help, but I'm just gonna let it settle in. There's no purple left in this. It's very red all the way through. And that's how you do it.